Guys, I'm gonna attempt to make this. I hope my storage lives through this. It's been probably a week and some change, like a week and probably like a weekend. I want to get this out while it's fresh. So this is the part of the video where if you haven't seen my DNA activation, you can go see that. Then we had like this crazy UFO. I like calling them UFOs. I don't like calling them UAPs. I feel like UAPs are more like man-made UFOs. I'm not going to say what they are 100%, but really cool sightings. Whatever you feel about that's how you feel about that. I have little videos I made of capturing the orbs and all that fun stuff. This is the video that I want to talk about the insights that I have received, the new insights I have received when doing my gateway process, and the messages that have come through, the experiences that I've had, and the fact that these UFO type things, whatever they will be, whatever you think they are, showed up 2 nights in a row in my like front yard, backyard, really close as far as contact wise. Just does not surprise me. I also have information, or I had an experience with Atlas. Yes, the Atlas thing going on. I've been tracking it, but I'm like very skeptical. But then also at this, I haven't really put any thought into it. So this literally came in it was part of one of my energy like activation experiences that I was going through when I was doing my gateway process. And I think we were in focus, was it focus 15 or focus 12? I think these came through when we were still in focus 12. I'm in focus 15 now. I'm on like tape 32, I believe. Or did I do 32 today? But I've had so much come through. Also, yeah, so I had like this Atlas connection, and I have like more information that came through on like the dragons, the reptilians. I don't like calling them the reptilians, but like the good guys. Actually, have my own guide. I call her Mary. I had an experience with her, and I had an experience, whether it's connected to Atlas or not, but I feel like there's a connection because right now, as it is, it's spewing plasma, and there's like this connection with like plasma light, which I've been talking about, and then somehow I feel like that's what connected me to Atlas in this thing, and I literally ate something. Like, energetically, something fell out of the sky, and I was like, and when I inhaled, it entered my vessel in this experience. So yes, I'm just giving you my experiences. Wow, it was insane. And I've had a lot, so hopefully my phone storage keeps up with this. So also in my DNA videos, you've seen these plasma orbs literally coming out of my body, like coming through me. So there's this huge plasma connection, and I guess I'll start there. So I'm just gonna go with what shows up first. First and foremost, I was in a meditation, or I was in my focus 12 or 15 state. I think it was 12 because 15 is getting like more clear. And this does not happen every time. This happens some of the time. So not on every tape do I have these amazing like experiences. Sometimes I just go through the tape and everything goes normal. Other times I'm whisked off into like a full energetic DNA activation type situation, and then that's when it's like boom, 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 and then taken there, taken here in my consciousness. And so at one point during this experience, I had an energetic activation, and obviously my body started twitching, rapid eye movement, all of the normal stuff, and then bam, I was actually shown on my dragon reptilian side of things. I was taken back to some sort of cave system, and I'm literally looking for this crystal right now, guys. Literally looking for what I think this crystal might be, one I can get my hands on, because this keeps showing up over and over again and literally repeating synchronistically. When we were in this cave system, it was like all of a sudden we were in a area of this like system where the walls become this like shiny black glassy amazing material. It's like the most beautiful obsidian type, like it's black, it's dense, but then it's like see-through, and these walls and the floor, like everything, it's like cut out, it's like cut out. And I always remember touching the walls. When I touch the walls, there's always like these and I've been seeing these for a while now. I seen them when I very first reconnected with my soul, if you remember that experience where my soul was like and I thought it was some sort of lettering like Greek or something, but I also had other like mini experiences, just flashes of I seen these like they look like quantum computer chips. Like they're square and they have all these squares that go around them and they're intricate, and then in the middle there's like a layering thing that happens. It kind of looks like a QR code. Really cool. And then some of them are more intricate and some of them are basic. And then I seen like these like seals, like, or symbols, let's just call them symbols, when you touch the walls in these places, because I've already had an experience. I believe I told you guys about that when I went in and touched the walls and then the seals lit up, or I haven't told you about that. So I've had about 4 different experiences now connecting with my dragon guides and being in these places where this black glass has like these symbols that are connected with the DNA that's being activated. And like I've said before, just being around these guys activates your DNA. And so and this led completely into the Atlas thing that led to the plasma beam thing. And so we're walking, I'm feeling the walls, and then we're in a main chamber, and there's this gorgeous same glassy black material thing, and you can just feel the energy radiating off this place. And you can hear like chanting, or like like chanting, and it was like I was there, and I was not alone. There was me, Mary, and like a couple of Mary's like friends that I don't talk to or interact with at all. They're just there. And we're all around this central like glassy black thing. The floors even look like it's made of this stuff. The walls, the ceiling, and this is where it's getting fuzzy. That's why I want to get it out, because this is getting a little bit fuzzy because this happened so fast. But the part I distinctly remember is I passed out and opened like this chamber thing. Hi, can you close that? Okay. My daughter. Anyways, so this part's really clear. What's getting fuzzy is now I'm having so many of these experiences, been working with Mary, and she's getting closer and closer to me, and our interactions are getting more and more realistic. And then I'll tell you about asking for signs that are unmistakable. Okay. So we're in this chamber, there's chanting, and the energy is just amazing. I'm immediately drawn to this like stone, like it's the same type of material, but it's like built up in like kind of like an obelisk shape, but not exactly. It's just it looks like a natural formation stone out of this stuff, but it does have like shape, like a structure to it. So I run my hand along it. It cuts me, okay, in this experience. It cuts me. my blood, instead of dropping down, literally levitates, and it's holding over this stone that I can hear like just quietly chanting, nothing crazy, like just like they're chanting, or they're speaking in their dragon language, or they're making dragon sounds, or they're creating like some sort of resonance, but it just was very faint in the background, not right up in your face. My blood off my finger from getting cut, because I go like this and I'm like, oh, and I'm like, ow, and then my blood levitates up and it's hovering above this stone, and it's literally making these shapes. You know how like when you put water on sounds and they make geometric shapes? That's exactly what my blood was doing. And it not only was it one drop of like a couple drops of blood, it was like it grew and multiplied and was making this shape, these shapes and figures. Everyone around me in the room was like, holy crap. And then at that moment where they were like awestruck, my blood shapes that were going on, the geometric shapes coming from my blood, levitating off this in the center of the stone thing, hits the ceiling, and the whole room there. I just remember this completely because I passed out. I'm literally watching myself go through this. I don't know if I'm remembering a memory or if I'm actually going through this. And like when I passed out, like I have this thing called meta awareness, which means I'm watching even when my brain doesn't, like I'm always watching even in like the background. So if my consciousness is focused on something, I'm still hyper aware. So I feel like that was what's going on. Hits the ceiling, and all of a sudden you just hear this like this deep, huge vibration. This vibration that knocks me on my ass. I don't think it knocked anybody else out because they were picking me up off the floor. But this thing probably does this for about 5 minutes, maybe a little longer. This and they are like, oh my God. Then all of a sudden you hear the walls down the hall, or down and around somewhere else. You hear the walls start to rumble and shake, and all of a sudden this doorway that was sealed pulls open. When the vibration hit from my blood hitting the ceiling and this deep humming went off, I was knocked on my ass. I literally was there, and then I was passed out. Okay. And I'm like sort of seeing this happen, and I'm also experiencing it. So I'm like experiencing it in two different ways. I'm observing it happening, and then I'm literally living it happening. So it knocked me on my butt. There, Mary and another one of them pulls me up. They're like carrying me, like supporting me, and we're like rushing towards this wall that just opened up. And I kept hearing the word Golgotha. That word has been showing up so much. Golgotha. I don't even know. I sort of Googled it. I guess there's a Golgotha somewhere in Jerusalem. But I don't know if that's what this is talking about. But I literally just, kept hearing that word Golgotha. And that's been a reoccurring thing. And I felt like this experience was somehow connected to it. So this other chamber opens up. And then they brought me back to the chamber that I somehow had a hand in opening recently. This was like a week or so ago, this experience. And the minute that I'm looking in, I swear I can see like tables, but like stuff that's like like an examination room, or like sort of like a medical room, but built floor to ceiling out of this like opaque clear crystalline type material, stone material. And it was like record. It was like an ark, like it held like DNA, it held like plants, animals, gene sequencing, like ancient ancient gene sequencing, genetic engineering type room. It was awesome. All I got to see during this experience was a glimpse. Then I'm sucked back in my body out of the experience, and I am like feeling this energy. I get pulled up from my chest. All I can hear myself say out loud, which I was not coherent. All I remember me saying is Atlas. And then I take a deep inhalation and I see this blue DNA pill shape vibrating thing enter my mouth and go inside my body. Okay. Okay. And then okay, so then I'm like, oh my gosh, I swallowed something. Like, it's inside me. Like, there's something inside me now. I don't know what it is. I look over. I'm like, I'm still in this process. I'm just relaxed. It's like the energy's coming back down. I'm still in this process. I look over, and there are these tall plasma beings. They had like white robes on, or like a white suit on type thing, and they can choose. All I can see is the outline of them where they look humanoid, but they can choose to not have a humanoid shape. And there's like 4 or 5 of them standing there, and all they said to me was, "You were chosen." And then a couple of minutes later, I'm sucked back into focus 10, which I'm just kind of sleeping in my body. That night, I was on fire. I mean, I literally looked at my hand after this experience, and I could see that plasma light coming out of my fingertips, and to the point where it looked like my fingertips were disappearing. Like, where the plasma light and my fingertips met, it was like this blurring that was happening. My spine was hot. They told me to ground. I was like, I don't know if I can trust that. So then coming out of this experience, I was like, I don't know if I can trust this. You guys are all bright and shiny, and I have like a policy, like bright and shiny, don't trust it. And but like I said in my previous video, it felt like real light. It felt like, and the reason that I did feel a connection to it is because when I do activate my soul and my aura that I call Eon or Aeon, I am that plasma being type. That's what I am. I look like them. They look like me. So that night, and this is already 17 minutes, and I really hope we get to go through all this, because we've had a couple different experiences. Oh, did you see that? Yeah, so, that night, slept like crap. My body was on fire. I could feel whatever entered me. I could feel it just pulsing and sending heat through, like it literally felt like I grabbed an electric outlet, like an electrical charge just shooting through my body. I was unsure, so I telepathically reached out to them because we're connected somehow. And it was from Atlas. I literally seen Atlas. So when I was in the moment before that thing, that pill-shaped DNA blue plasma thingy fell out of the ethers and into my vessel, I watched Atlas shift from the white to like I just heard the words, and it turned bluer than the sun. All of a sudden, I copied that process, and then these plasma beings showed up, and then the pill thing fell into my vessel, okay? And then I've had these UFO sightings and visitations ever since, and I have this connection with these plasma light beings. I asked them, because we had a conversation, because like I said, it's always your choice. I'm like, I don't care if you chose me, I need to choose you. I was like, I need to know that whatever's happening, like, I'm cool with it, like, we're good. So I telepathically kind of tuned back in, did some breathing while my energy system was like on fire, and I was like, once I got into the place where I reconnected with them, I showed up and I was just watching them and I was looking at them, and they said that they knew I was nervous, but don't be, and they told me that they were from the 8th dimension. And I was like, and I don't ever ask for dimensions or receive anything about dimensions, so that was interesting. And I was like, okay. And then they took me to this 8th dimension, and immediately when I'm with them, I turn into that plasma beam thing myself. And basically it was like a crash course on like God school, like how to create your own world. Like it was really cool. But I was still unsure, and I told him, I was like, okay, my nervous system is on fire right now. My energy system's on fire. I literally feel this plasma. I feel whatever's going on, whatever entered my vessel, I can feel it. I'm a little on edge. I need 4 nights of deep sleep. Like I need 4 nights of deep sleep before you guys come back and interact with me really intensely, and then I just need to clear my head. And they said okay, and they gave me 4 nights of deep sleep. So far I've had pretty deep sleep compared to how I've been sleeping, except for like, you know, female stuff woke me up, like I started my period or whatever and I had cramps. But ever since then they said okay, we'll give you 4 nights. Well, the first 2 nights I had 2 UFO sightings. So that happened, and that connection with Atlas, 3iAtlas, and I watched it turn bluer than the sun. I copied the process, then all of a sudden I'm chosen. There's these freaking plasma beings, there's this blue pill type, but you could like see it alive, like the DNA proteins and strands and shit in it, and it entered me. Like that was one of the experiences. Now the other experiences I've had with my awesome dragon guides are very cool. So after that whole Golgotha thing, I don't know if it was connected to Golgotha. I don't know if that's what we call our underground, you know, base where my dragon hybrid brother and sisters live, if they call it Golgotha or what. But after that, Mary came back today, so I've had a couple of down days, and Mary came back today and took me back to the room where I last left off. And like I said, it's like a library. It's like an ark. You know how they talk about arks having like 2 of every kind of animal? Well, if you break that down to like an actual ship or a computer chip, and they have like sequences of DNA from everything from a certain point to a certain point, and they literally have blueprints for plants, animals, life, gene splicing, creating like this genetic laboratory type thing. That's the thing that I unlocked. And these doors, these doors were heavy, and so I actually went there, and today she was showing me around, and then she gave me a message that it's sort of like this new activation of human, like there will be ones, or these like hybrid humans already are being chosen for almost like the whole Adam and Eve type thing again, except for the process is going to be reversed. So instead of them being less, there's going to be a group of people that are going to be brought to these genetic laboratory places. And they actually are double agents. Okay, so I fucking knew it. Let's get to that before I talk about the whole Adam and Eve recreation thing. And no, it's not just 2 people. It's a group. It's a group of people. Yeah, so she basically let me know that it is not that they work for our government, but they were forced into doing such because they would get captured, they would get tortured, they would get experiments ran on them. You know, we, the humans that have been in charge of all these military bases and installations, are not nice. We're the bullies in the universe, guys. Like, that was the huge, like, freaking thing. Like, the humans that are in charge, they only want to weaponize stuff. They only want to know stuff until it suits their purposes, and then they kill it or destroy it. Okay, so anyways, Mary was letting me know that the whole reptilian agenda, they have sort of had to play like double agents because, one, they don't have a choice, and two, they decided that they would go along with and try to help out to limit their, you know, being locked up and caged and tortured and experimented on and all of this stuff. I mean, who would, right? I'd be a double agent if that was my choice too, bro. Okay, I get it. And at the same time, they're true collective. So when you can connect with them to the point where they can telepathically communicate with you, and you actually start to learn their language, which I think I'm starting to do, and understand their language, that they have a whole like initiative of this human 2.0, and they have like raising our consciousness back up. I was like, that's what they truly want too. And they said it has something to do with the Anunnaki. They said the Anunnaki's coming back. They've known that they will return. That's why they played this double agent, but secretly underneath it, they have been trying to reactivate humans, make hybrids, and re-elevate the consciousness under the noses of the people in control of the world as it stands at this moment. And that they have secretly been working for that, because it's like they were the caretakers of us. So this is the message she told us, kind of showed me, that the Anunnaki might have created us, whether it was that name or not. Let's just go with that, okay? The beings that created us, then there were also the dragon beings. They may or may not be the same thing, but she said something about the creators and the caretakers, and she said that that they were left to be our caretakers, but then all of this shit happened and they got in situations, and then so they've secretly been working as double agents to try to, and they only let humans know certain things. They keep things from them in order to protect their ultimate mission, which is to be our caretakers and help raise back up our genetics and our consciousness, because these Anunnaki guys, or whoever created us, is returning. And when they return, they check in on how their creation's been going, and these guys as caretakers also have a bill to pay, okay? And they don't want to be caught with this bill. Let's just say that, okay? So she showed me that. That was amazing. And then she took me to my favorite diner in town. We were literally sitting there drinking coffee. We were like in our own little, there was like this energy bubble around us, so no one could actually see and perceive us, but we were there on the table in the corner. And that's when she told me that I would be part of this re-engineering thing. She also showed me some sort of way to track me. I don't know if it was physical, energetic. Like I said, these guys are highly psychic. Like, these guys do not operate on normal physics that you know of. They operate on extraterrestrial physics, highly psychic physics. Like they make their own rules to a certain degree. But she showed me some sort of like chip thing. Yeah, and I kept seeing a triangle, but then the triangle, so what's happening now is I'm literally seeing glimpses of things that happen right before they happen, but it's not, I'm having to work on being more clear, because I did see like the triangles out. I will be with you in a minute. My kids really love me. They do not leave me alone for a minute. I'm a pretty awesome mom. Anyways, I seen the triangles and I thought that's what this chip looked like, but then the triangle that I seen was the triangle aspect of that UFO picture that came through. So I'm like, okay, so maybe it wasn't that. So then today in our communication at the diner, it looked like kind of like a QR code, and a quantum processing chip had a baby, and it's tiny, and she showed me that it's gonna go like somewhere in between my bones of my arm. And whether or not it actually gets implanted, I don't know, but it could, like, she could, you can have energetic, like, stuff can get put into your energetic body, that once your energy's back in your body and outside your body, it functions differently. I don't know, some sort of tracking, like keeping track. And each one of these people that are going to be involved in these upcoming experiments will have some sort of tracking mechanism where they can be tracked only by these guys, like, specifically. I don't know if it's like just like a metal chip that has like a certain frequency that just they can hear it, because they have like, they can hear frequencies on different levels. They have this harmonics thing that they have down. Anyways, and she basically told me, yeah, and that we would be in contact, and she said that she heard my doubts, because I do have doubts, guys, sometimes I really do. And she heard my doubts, and she said from now on, after our interactions together, if you need a sign that it's real, like if it's actually really happening, then my nose will start bleeding. And that was very specific, because she also said that she knows that she heard my thought right before I said it. I was just thinking, that makes total sense, because my nose never bleeds. And she literally copied me right there, word for, she's like, your nose never bleeds. And I was like, yeah, I was just thinking that. And she said, yeah, I know. So might start getting nosebleeds. Don't worry, they're harmless. But that is a huge sign to me, whenever I have these nosebleeds, that whatever experiments are going on are actually happening, okay? And that's why I say ask for signs. So guys, we got through this video. Yay, that's all the way up till everything that's happened, the Golgotha. Oh, and I'm trying to find whatever the walls of this caves, it looks like obsidian, but I don't know if that's what it is. I'm even reviewing the whole Andara thing, because I can go into a whole video where there may have been a disinformation act, because I owned Andaras at one time, and when I rubbed them together, white powder would fall out of them. So it was not glass, because I'm pretty sure glass rubbing together can't make white powder, but I don't know. But that's for a different journey. Thank you guys so much. This is my experiences I've been having. And I'm about to have more experiences with these plasma bean guys, because they told me they would give me 4 nights like I asked for, and then they'd come back. Yeah, and ever since they left, there's been constant like UFO type stuff, pictures, images that's been showing up outside my backyard, in my front yard. And I just get there in time to see them, and then they get covered by clouds and they're gone. So it's like perfect timing. And yeah, I will catch you guys in the next one. Thank you so much, phone, for not crashing. And I will let you know how the journeys are going, and these are just my experiences. This is my reality. All right.